everyone. So today we'll understand what is K-means clustering with an example. Okay. So what K-means clustering? K-means clustering is an unsupervised machine learning algorithm. Unsupervised machine learning algorithm. Okay. So basically it divides the data set into some clusters. It divides the data set into K number of clusters. Okay. So for example, you have this some data set, some data points here, some data points here, some data points here. Okay. So it will divide it into some clusters like this. It will put these data sets inside one cluster, some data sets inside another cluster, and some data sets inside third cluster. So this is K cluster number 1, cluster number 2, cluster number 3. So here the value of K is 3. Here K is how many clusters you want to have for this data set. Okay, so it has divided the data into 3 clusters. So K equals to 3. So what K means clustering do? It will divide the data set into the K number of clusters. Okay. So how it divides the data set into clusters? Based on the characteristics. Okay. So these data points have some same characteristics. Okay. But those characteristics are different from this data points. Okay. The characteristics of cluster 1 is different from the characteristics of the data points in cluster 2. Similarly, the characteristics of data point in cluster number 2 are different from the characteristics of the data points in cluster number 3. So it divides the data set. It divides the data according to similar characteristics. Okay. The data points that have same characteristics will be put in a single cluster. Okay. So these data points have same characteristics. These data points have same characteristics. And these data points have same characteristics. Okay. So let's understand this with an example, simple example. Okay. So for example, a kid has some toys. Okay. So if you tell the kid to segregate those toys in some clusters. Okay. So how it will segregate the toys? It will make a cluster where all the toys are red in color. Okay. It will make another cluster where all the toys are blue in color. And it will make another cluster where all the toys are green in color. Okay. So like this, he will make the clusters of the toys. Right. So like this red has all similar characteristics. Which similar characteristic? That all the toys are red in color. And this, all the toys are blue in color. Right. So like this, kid will differentiate between the cluster. Okay. So like this, K means clustering works. It basically divides the unlabeled data set into K different clusters in such a way that each data set belongs to only one group, that is with the similar properties. Okay. So this is a centroid based algorithm. Centroid based algorithm, which means that each cluster is associated with a centroid. This each cluster with associated with the centroid. Okay. Okay. So let's understand the applications of K means clustering. So K means clustering is a very useful application in most of the applications. So very important application is in market segment. Okay. So whenever a supermarket is there, for example, there is a supermarket. Okay. It has some database of customer. Okay. Customer database is there. So name of the customer is there, age of the customer is there, right? Number of children of that customer, right? And then what he's purchasing, some purchasing items will be there, how many times he visited the supermarket, like that. So based on these data set, the supermarket can make the clusters of the customers. For example, he has made the 3 clusters. Okay. So these the customers belongs to this cluster. They are mostly purchasing milk items, right? So they are coming daily to the supermarket, taking the milk items. These customers, they are coming to the supermarket only when some discount is there. Okay, these customer elements, they are purchasing only the clothes. Okay, so like that, it has made some clusters of the customers, and accordingly it will send them the messages that today there is discount on milk products, today there are discount on clothes, today there are discounts on shoes. So like that, it can maintain the customers. Okay, so it is mostly used in customer segment. Okay, so it has made the clusters of the customers so that the supermarket will make most profit. Okay, so the second application of k-means clustering is in pattern recognition. Similarly, it will make the recognize the patterns. Okay, then third application is in document segmentation. Okay, document clustering, you can say. Okay, it can make the clusters of the document, that which document belongs to which group, whether it is related to any technology, whether it is related to environment, like that. It can make the clusters of the documents also. And it is also used in study the earthquake. Okay, so based on the areas hit by an earthquake in a region, clustering helps in analyzing the next probable location of the earthquake. Okay, so like that, there are many applications of clustering algorithm. So this is in short what is k-means clustering. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.